your energy, the amount of energy you have will completely and will get enhanced. So all these things happen by caloric restriction. But at a molecular level, at a genetic level, it is inhibiting genes that promote cancer. It is it is solidifying those genes that prevent cancer. So we are in a state where we can restrict just our diet. So how I explain this to people is that God has made a certain amount of food you to consume on this planet. Faster you eat it, quicker you're gone. That's it. So if you start to think that way, faster I finish all the food allocated to me, quicker I'm leaving, you might be able to think that, okay, I might slow down here, guys. Coffee is good for life. Was studied for about 17 years, and it continued to increase lifespan by about 1% every year. So continue to decrease mortality by 1% every year. Green tea, we realized that is very much faster than that. Those who took it for 7 years had a 26% decrease in mortality. But these guys were studied further out, another 4 years, and we found out that their mortality benefit was going down. So what I tell people is that for 7 years, you drink tea and then you start with coffee. Okay, guys. We know that people supplement with resveratrol. It is the wine extract. It has been shown to be beneficial only on a petri dish at this point in time. So yes, it increases the lifespan of cells, but it has not yet shown to do so in human beings. So studies are now being conducted by NIH because it's not a branded drug. Only the NIH, the government, can conduct these studies, invest in it to see if it is worth it for a population to invest in something or not. Laughter. We know that laughter is the best medicine. You all have heard it, and it improves the survival, particularly amongst cancer patients. I tell all my cancer patients, start watching the comedy channel. That's it. Anybody bringing negativity around you must immediately go away. Anybody thinking that your life now is the sad moment or sad state must go away. You must surround yourself by people who are going to take you out and say, let's go, let's live, because that is where life is. Let's live it. And as you live it, you live more. You get more time to live. As you unlive it, you will start to see that it becomes shorter and shorter. You become less attractive. So always remember the laws of attraction are towards those who have the habits that are going to make life longer. And that's how you start to think. Alcohol, just a tiny bit. We know that somebody who can socialize and drink with you is more attractive, but somebody who gets drunk suddenly becomes unattractive. So what are you doing? So just a little bit to loosen you up, but no more than that. So one drink in women, no more than 1.5 a drink in men. Yeah, life ain't fair. There is gender bias. Then nuts. We know that nuts decrease sudden cardiac death. 35% reduction in sudden death. Sudden death. That is where we want to say, please, just a little handful of nuts. Peanuts are okay. Almonds are okay. Pistachios are okay. Cashews are not. So you need to start thinking of those oils that solidify at room temperature. Those are not. Those that remain liquid at room temperature, their whole fruit is good. Just keep that in mind. Walnuts, for instance, walnut oil also, walnut we know, but the difference was there, but it was not statistically significant. We guys in medicine have a certain level of confidence in our recommendation, and we did not have enough confidence to say there was a 20% chance that this was just coincidental and not a fact. Vitamin D, we all supplement it. Those who supplement with vitamin D2 will not get the advantage. Those who supplement with vitamin D3 would get some advantage, and that's where we want you to go. Now, this here at the bottom of mortality, this curve, we call it a J-shaped curve simply because it has, if you compact it, it'll almost become a J if you fold it up. It'll become a J. So we know that the bottom of the J is where we want you to be. And to be at that level, anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 units of vitamin D3 is the amount that we recommend that you supplement. We do not want you to take calcium. We know that calcium, eaten in concentrated forms, can actually collect inside our arteries, making them harder and thus increase cardiovascular risk. So we don't want that. Niacin is a vitamin. People use it to decrease their cholesterol. There were studies done with statin alone and niacin with statin, and it was found that those who were taking statin alone did better. There was a better survival among those. So, and statins nowadays are such a commonly used drug. Of course, we are concerned with things that like diabetes and dementia that they may cause, but we know that overall life is prolonged. We know that there is a study on it by called the Jupiter trial, which was done with a medicine called rosuvastatin. We come and rosuvastatin showed a decrease in all-cause mortality by 25%. Within 19 months, this was shown. It showed a decrease in strokes and heart attacks by 50%. So the study had to be prematurely stopped or opened up. Say, hey, everybody who's not getting the medicine should be offered the medicine because the difference is so stark. So in our practice, we only use rosuvastatin. On some insurances, the cost skyrockets. I have a patient who went to get rosuvastatin, paid $600 out of pocket for a 3-month supply. I was totally shocked, taken aback, disgusted. He'd gone to Walmart, paid that amount, came back. He could have bought it right out of our dispensary for $15 for 3 months supply. So when you start thinking about it, hey, you must also financially remain healthy. In our practice, we try and practice 6 different types of health. Physical, which is obvious when you go to a doctor. Emotional, which is also almost obvious when you go to your doctor. Sexual, which many times people shy away from bringing up, but we bring it up. We want you to be able to express yourself about it. Social, like I mentioned, because people do not think of the ways they can be social. And we bring them to our gym, we introduce them to people. There's a personal trainer who will make the introductions. So they're in a safe environment meeting people. So social. Spiritual. Spiritual does not mean that you have to be in the God or in a house, but to be content spiritually, so that even if I die tomorrow, I'm happy. If you're in that state, you are in good spirit. You say, I have had a beautiful life. And even if it ends today or tomorrow, I'm good. But at the same time, don't leave a mess for those downstream. So put your things in order. Whatever you need to do, power of attorney, durable power of attorney, your will, etc. Please take care of those things. So we offer those papers to our patients. And then what I was just talking about was financial. If you're going to spend $600 on a medicine that you could have spent only 15, not only are you financially hurt, you are emotionally hurt at this time because you felt that you were taken. We don't want our patients to feel taken. There is a drug that I wrote down for a patient, went to the pharmacy, copay was $600. Copay. Through us, it was a weight loss drug. It's called Ozempic. Many of you might have heard of it. Through us, exactly same chemical we were able to procure for the patient for $160 a month. No copay, no nothing else. This is it. So your financial health is very important. You worked for your money. Don't be taken. Not only that, as you age, dementia will set in. Somebody who's a schemester is going to take your money, is going to take your money. You must have mechanisms in place to prevent that. My neighbor's father just got taken for over $100,000. I felt terrible. I felt just terrible. Father has dementia. Father has just the beginnings of dementia and got taken. So please, Put these mechanisms in place that the bank has to call you for something like this. Somebody like your son or your daughter or your partner also has to be on transactions that are large. So please start protecting yourself. It's very important financially. Medically, as a physician, it is my role and the role of your physician to be on top of things. Financially, also in the medical world, we ask people when they come, is there any medicine that is costing you too much or putting you in the donut hole? Because if there is, let's find some solutions for this. Aspirin, as we know, is no longer in favor. We say only if the doctor prescribes, don't randomly take it. The Europeans had stopped it many, many years ago. And since I follow European standards as well, because I trained in Europe, in addition to being trained in America, I had been saying this for a while to our patients that you don't need to, because whatever benefit you're getting in terms of heart, you're going to lose in terms of bleeding and death related to bleeding. There is a drug called metformin. Many of you might have heard about it. It decreases death in diabetics by about 36%, which is the bottom line of the slide. And then, of course, there are many studies to say it prevents the onset of diabetes, the complications, etc. Lifestyle, though, has been the most powerful method to prevent diabetes. Have a good lifestyle. Stay slim, exercise. Stay slim, exercise, control what you eat. Don't eat junk food. Eat good food. Respect yourself. Respect your body. Respect your lives. Respect your health. So many reasons. Not by when I eat healthy, my children are taught how to eat healthy. I'm going to make my next generation better. And this is our role in life. Our role in life is not just us, but those who follow us. There are some drugs called beta blockers. We are not very fond of these anymore. Many of you might be on it. Instead, we use ACE and ARBs for blood pressure. And wherever people are on beta blockers, we put them in a combined drug, alpha and beta blocker, because that has shown to be superior. So all of those who are on these need to revisit the physician and say, hey, do I have alternatives, or is this my last option? This is my best option at this point, because all the other alternatives have already been exhausted. Then in our office, we have something called a hyperbaric chamber. I don't know if you've heard about it, but a new study from Israel came out that it changes the way your DNA deteriorates. Within 90 days, it reconstructs your DNA in a way that it was 25 years ago. This was studied in the blood cells. We don't know how much of it translates into the other parts of the body as well, but there are centers now, anti-aging centers, which offer such therapy. We also offer such therapy because prevention is a great deal, is a big deal. There are some drugs. There is a study that's going on by the NIH by rapamycin, which can increase lifespan by about 40%. So we're onto it in male rats by about 60%. So if this comes out, all men on rapamycin, we're going to wrap. So in summary, I don't know if you guys read the study that came out today about lighting while you sleep. Some of you may have read it, that even a small amount of light in your room can actually disrupt the way your body behaves when you sleep. So at nighttime, I'm not the number of people studied in the study was really small. So I'm not sure about this, but something to consider. If you can turn off all the lights that come on only if you wake up and are going to the bathroom so that you avoid that fall, try and do that. Don't keep the light constantly on so that you can see, but buy one of those that can actually you can plug in and it comes on whenever you move out of your bed to go to the restroom, for instance, at night. So I made a little summary of things over here. All of those who want to do a print screenshot of this, do you know how to do a print screen? So you can do a print screen. I'm going to keep this on for a little bit, but I'm open to questions now because I know that many of you will have questions. But for those who say multivitamins have questions about multivitamins have not shown to improve lifespan. Some of them have shown to decrease lifespan, so don't waste your money. Yeah. So it is about conserving your efforts, putting your focus and money where it can give you the best returns.
I am going to go ahead and just jump in here. I think we can all see why you are one of the highest rated doctors in your area. And I feel like everyone was like nodding their heads about this. Um, And I will say that we will send. I did capture that print screen, and I will make sure that's sent out with our follow up email for our brunch buddies today. So if you don't know how to get that print screen, we will send that out. Now I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and we have three things still. Well, we have two more things, which is our bingo as well as our wheel of opportunities. What I'd like to do, because I want to make sure that everyone gets the questions in that they'd like. I'm going to make one more available opportunity drawing rather than doing the bingo. And maybe next time I'll do an extra bingo. But I feel like we have so many questions, and I want to make sure
Really?
that everyone gets their time with Dr. G. So if you guys want to go ahead and ask questions, go ahead and hop off mute or raise your hand, and I'll call on everyone in the order that the mute or that their hand is raised.
This is Miss Jackson, Lorena.
Hi, Miss
I
Jackson.
wanted to ask him, what did he say about taking vitamin D2 versus vitamin D3?
Switch to D3.
Okay, I'm on D2 by my doctor. I was prescribed.
See, we all here take vitamin D. But as they say, the devil and the expense is in the details. So I want you to get into the details. D, yes. Now D comes in D2 and D3 forms. D3 has shown to have the benefit. D2, no. So,
Okay.
so switch over to D3. How much, if you're taking large amounts of it,
I
switch to
take
D3.
one D2 a week.
So you're taking the 50,000 unit one. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I would much rather go with D3 on a regular basis. If you've done 12 weeks of the D2 or the 50,000 units, please switch to D3.
Okay, and also, is pecan considered a good nut?
Yes, so are you.
Oh, that's cute.
All right.
Okay.
And I will say,
Thank you.
Miss Belinda, I know that one of the questions that was a little bit earlier in the chat was, what was the amount of time that lifespan is decreased while sitting on the couch?
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
22 minutes for every hour that you just sit on the couch.
22
Wow.
minutes for every hour sat on the couch.
So let's just stand up, guys. Move it.
Perfect. All right. Next is Miss Angelina.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. I made some notes, and one is I take calcium. Let's see, can we see it? Where's my camera? Can you see?
I can see you.
Anyway, 600 D3, 600 plus 3 D3
Yes.
for bone strength. I'm
Yes.
told I have mild osteo and what is it? The osteopenia.
Yes.
I am nearly 70 years old, and I've been taking this for many years because I was extremely small for my age, for the longest. And that I want to touch on that, and I also want to touch on the fact that I also been told by one doctor to take the baby aspirin, and the other doctor said, well, you don't really need it. And just yesterday, my pharmacy consultant with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, he's not comfortable with me taking it. So can you help me understand, who do I listen to?
See, in our practice, what we do is we find out the risk. What is your risk? Are you at risk for cardiac events, stroke events? And there are multiple ways of doing it. So there is a special scan that we order sometimes. It's called a CAC score scan, costs about $100. It does a CAT scan of it's a very low dose CAT scan of your heart, tells us if there's calcium buildup over there. If there is, then we make our decisions. Okay. But as far as then let's say if you have that, we would say, yes, aspirin most likely is good for you. Okay. But if you don't, not at risk, then I would say no. But there are multiple ways where we assess it, that are you at risk? Like we look at the HSCRP level, we look at your family history, we look at your blood pressure, we look at your stroke and heart attack history, peripheral vascular disease, calcification of the artery. So multiple things have to be looked at to say, yes, this will most likely help you.
And I have one more question. Where are your office located? You may have said, but I missed it. Where are you located?
Port Richey, Spring Hill, and we just have signed a contract to buy an office on Bush Boulevard in Tampa.
Thank you. Welcome to Tampa. Now, last question. Do you do what they call free consults?
If you have Medicare, then we will do a free consult for you. You want to establish with us, establish with us.
Okay. If I don't have Medicare, that means I cannot do a free consult with you?
You could still do it. You're here.
Thank
We're
you.
friends. We're
Good
friends
answer,
now.
good answer.
Yes.
Okay, well, will you be posting your phone number or contact number for those of us who I
Yes,
would
I
like
can
to
do
talk
that.
more to you about this because I am becoming very negative about doctors. I'm finding out in my mature age that they don't know much more than me, especially when it comes after I research something. Not you, I'm talking about the other doctors, of course.
I try and tell
I'm just,
people that
yeah,
for the entire
I'm,
group, do you know the meaning of the word doctor?
yes,
What is it?
I don't know. Practicing medicine,
No,
practice, emphasis on practice,
no. The meaning of the word doctor is teacher,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay,
So I do not, if I only treat you, I'm only your physician.
mhm.
But if I teach you, I truly am your doctor.
That's who I want. That's what I want.
Yes,
Okay, and my
it
other
is the
reason
role
is
of a
they're too
doctor
quick. Yeah,
to not
I
just teach you, but make it so simple. So just make it
thank you.
simple. Like when I waltz, I teach people it is simply a U of your hips. You move it this way and you move it. You write a U with your hips. When I salsa, I tell people that it only has 3 moves. So, this is how you simplify. When I teach people the Macarena, I tell them it is one on the cross and one on the same side. So you go boom, boom, cross, cross, boom, same side, cross, cross, and then same side, and then you do a little twist. So it is about simplifying something. And medicine truly is a very, very simple topic. But a doctor, in order to be that teacher who people will say, I love what he says, and I love how he makes it so simple, must go into the details and understand it as if he's going to teach his 5-year-old kid. And he too says, damn it, this is beautiful.
Dr. G, I think you're going to end up with a busload of our seniors in service all coming to your New Bush Boulevard office on that day of opening. I'm going to jump to Sandy's next in line, then I have Pat and Yvette. It is 12 o'clock right now. If you have to jump off, please go ahead and do so. You will be noted that you were with us, and I have everyone's name on the opportunity drawings. So even if you aren't present for the opportunity drawings, I will make sure that you receive it. So if you have to go, you can go, but I do want to make sure that as long as Dr. G wants to answer the questions, I'm holding that space for you guys. So Sandy, go ahead.
Hi, I wanted to know about the mega red fish oil. Is that a good kind of mega oil to take?
Yes. See, mega might simply mean that it has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. That's what it might mean. Omega-3 fatty acids have shown to be beneficial, but statins beat them hands down and are way cheaper and are covered by insurances, most insurances. And the rosuvastatin I'm talking to you about, if you look at GoodRx, you could probably get it for 10, 15 bucks for 90 days supply. And the omega-3, you're going to pay way more. So
Oh, okay.
when we also look at our environment, you look at the oceans and their lives are being eaten up. If you ever, if you just go to our little aquarium and they'll teach you how we have very little fish left for those big whales, etc., sitting in our oceans and how we're eating them up. So we all have a responsibility to our entire planet, because what we will eat today will come back and eat us tomorrow, will bite us. So my philosophy in life is that respect every life, and even non-living things, because these are all part of us. So if statins as it is do way better, yes, you can take the omega-3, but they're getting them out of fish. You're taking some fish away, whereas you could have done better with something that didn't impact them. Does that answer your question? And
Yes,
a little
thank you.
more?
Yeah.
That's perfect. All right. So Sandy, and then Pat Foster is next. And then I have Yvette and Armenia.
Oh, okay. All right. I was asked a question. I had a total thyroidectomy, and I had problems with trying to find the right medicine. Levothyroxine, for some reason, doesn't agree with me. I don't know if you have patients that say, "Oh, it doesn't do anything to me," and then you have patients, doctors say, "Well, you should be able to take it," But
So there
I
is,
mean,
so
I
there is
can't take it.
levothyroxine is pure T4. There are medicines that come as a combination of T3 and T4. You could definitely consider those. If you had a total thyroidectomy by somebody way long ago, when we did not really consider the parathyroid so important, somebody could also look at your PTH levels and see if there has been some defect in those as well in addition. So there are a total thyroidectomy, of course, one has to look at multiple things and see what is the hormone that will bring your T3 and T4 levels, free T3 and free T4 levels to
Oye, es que esto no
where
lo
we
puedo
want to be.
parar.
¿Qué pasa, señora? Oh, by the way, yo hablo español también.
Well, that's amazing. So I was just asking one of our other coworkers if she would be able to translate for Armenia for us, but if we're already on that, perfect.
Amen.
Oh,
All right.
and
So,
and I'm on Unithroid right now, doctor.
Okay.
25. And that's the only medicine that I could take, and
Okay.
I can't get my levels, with any other medication. My doctor tried everything, the liquid, levothyroxine, the Synthroid, tried everything, but I just can't tolerate it. The Unithroid is the only one that can get. So is that okay? I mean, I can only do 25 milligrams per day. If I go over, I have a lot of side effects and problems. But it's something better than nothing.
See, an individual we must look at the impact of how one drug affects the individual. And without seeing those numbers, it is improper to decide. But one could look over the complete test that's been done on you and then give you better, more specific answer for you particularly.
Okay, one more question. The what is it? Rosuvastatin?
Rosuvastatin, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
those I don't know what it is, but my body won't let me take any of the cholesterol med. But I got now it's CoQ10.
CoQ10, yes.
Yes. I can take that, okay. And it does bring my cholesterol levels down. So I mean, is that okay? I mean,
so as far as CoQ10 is concerned, we sometimes use it in people who cannot tolerate the statins in addition to the statin, not instead. Because taking them in a combination in some studies has shown makes the statin more tolerable. By itself, CoQ10 does not impact your longevity.
thank you so much, Dr. G. And Pat, I am going to move on to our next question, but we are going to have Dr. G's contact information. So anyone that would like to set up an appointment with him, we do want to make sure that we send out the information so you'll be able to set up those meetings with him. Yvette, go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say this is an excellent presentation. Thank you so much. And when does the the Tampa office open, and will you be taking new patients at that office? And will you be at that location?
Yes, all our patients over there would be new to us, and we would be new to them. And hopefully, we expect within the next 4 months. So we have 4 months time in order to open it. Because the office is not currently made out as a medical office. It's going to be on Bush Boulevard. There is a doctor's research center over there from whom we are buying the building. And that doctor actually lives in Cuba. So things move a little slower in this situation. But they're moving. The contract is signed. The deposit has been made. Now the title search has to be done. The closing has to come.
Okay.
And the modification. We might open sooner than the entire modification if we find that a couple of rooms can actually be used while we modify part of the building to be the proper office.
Okay, are you taking new patients at your Newport Richey office
Yes,
right
we are.
now? Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Yvette. Great questions. Okay, Armenia, you can go ahead. The doctor hablamos español. Is that how we say it? But
Sí,
yes.
Herminia, ¿qué pasa con usted, señora?
Give it just a second to come off of mute.
¿Tiene una pregunta? No puedo
Armenia,
escuchar usted porque su micrófono no está funcionando ahora. Sí.
Ya,
Ahora sí, está bien.
ok. La pregunta es si el atorvastatin es lo mismo que el rosuvastatin.
Más o menos, rosuvastatin es más o menos 50% mejor que atorvastatin. Entonces, nosotros usamos rosuvastatin si una persona puede tolerar eso.
Ya, gracias, muy amable.
Un placer, Armenia.
okay, and we have one last question from GNS Jordan. We're going to close off the questions. I feel like we could do this all day, and your patience and your willingness to talk with us is just absolutely so we're so thankful for you, Dr. G. So
That's
GNS
kind of
Jordan, you're going to be our last question. Go ahead. GNS Jordan, go ahead. Yep, there you are.
Yes, this is Serena Jordan. Do you take TRICARE?
Yes, we do take TRICARE. For
Okay,
veterans, of course.
okay, thank you.
All right, perfect.
Such a pleasure.
Well, Dr. G, thank you so much for being here with us today. This has been such an amazing Brunch Buddies. It has been extremely insightful. And you're right, these are a lot of things we know, but there's a lot of things in there that we didn't know. At least I personally didn't. So I'm walking away today feeling that we have a lot of secrets to longevity in store. So thank you so
Yes.
much for sharing your time, your wisdom, but really your time, because as you mentioned, time is the one thing that we have to give, and it is absolutely priceless. So thank
Yes.
you for giving us your time.
Grab
I
the
know you brought
moment.
me happiness. You've brought me
Yes.
dancing and laughter today. So
Okay.
I appreciate that. Chris,
Oh,
did you
that's
have
so
anything
sweet.
that you'd like to share as I pull up our opportunity drawing?
Yes, I would. Folks, I'm telling you that was just fantastic. So I did have to tell you, because I know fuel prices are up and that makes us kind of feel a little bit unhappy, but did you hear about the guy who swapped the labels on the pumps at the gas station? Anybody? It was actually an
Really?
April Fuels joke.
Oh.
Yeah. Drums.
That's a good one.
Arya did tell me that you have all the bad jokes, but I thought they were going to be dirty jokes.
No. That's the next segment.
That's the
Yes,
next segment.
But I'm telling you, volunteering will make you happy, and the evidence is out there to prove it. It will improve your sense of self, your well-being. It's going to decrease any depression, and volunteering will give you better health. That's evidence as well out there too, because it does. It makes you so happy. And so we have some opportunities coming up here's what makes you happy when you give to someone else. So there are people out there that are isolated, and all you have to do is make a phone call for a half hour a week to somebody to say, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Once a week, and make a difference in that person's life. So Telepals is one. And please remember too, that we have some great things coming up. One is rocking and writing. So if your thing is like you like to do cards and writing letters, we're actually going to have an event on April 6th from 2 to 3. And we'd like to invite you to come along. You can come to the, you can actually come up to the office, or you can do it online. You can do it from your home. Write letters of love to people, cards of love to people. And also on the 7th of April, in both Pinellas County and in Hillsborough County, we are partnering with United Way and keeping Tampa Bay beautiful and Pinellas beautiful. We're going to do a cleanup day. So that's April 7th, 9 to 11. Get outside in the fresh air, get some exercise, be out there and fellowship with people. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time. So if any of those things you want to participate in, please contact me and I would be happy to direct you. Here's my information.
And Chris is going to be putting his information in the chat. And thank you so much, Chris. Yes, what a wonderful opportunity we have, that by volunteering, we're increasing our serotonin levels, which makes us feel happier. So there's lots of good things that come out of spending time with seniors in service, other than just getting to hang out with us. You know, that's always fun too.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know
there
a
is
person
this-
that doesn't want to hang out with Chris Noble.
Rosario?
I don't know how many of you have heard of Ikigai, but Ikigai is the Japanese term for having a purpose. And it is so important to have Ikigai. The Japanese feel that this is what keeps them going, to have a purpose in life. So, and what better thing than to help those people who need it?
Yep.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And you know, next time, because I feel like we need it next time that we bring you in, Dr. G, we're going to need a 2-hour segment, okay?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we'll be able to easily fill up that time. This has been so amazing. Well, you guys, as I promised, because we did not do our bingo today, we are going to do we're going to add on to our wheel of opportunity. So we're going to be doing 4. So Chris, are you ready to write them down?
I am ready.
All right, perfect. First winner. Yura Robinson is our first winner. Yura Robinson. I feel like all of us are the real winners today, though, because we just learned some amazing new information.
I hope so.
Armenia is our second winner. Yay, Armenia. All right, 2 more. Oh, look at that smile. You're on my screen. I never get to see people's responses when they win. This is awesome. All right, next one up. Lillian Allen. Lillian Allen is our third. And one more. All right, and Patricia Bates. Patricia Bates is our final winner today. But as I mentioned before, I really feel like we're all winners today. This has been an amazing Brunch Buddies, amazing presentation. I know that there are probably so many more questions that people have. We have already gone over about 15 minutes, you guys, and we do try to keep it as, no, it's okay. I let it go. It was an amazing presentation.
Aria?
Yes.
Aria, did you spin the wheel twice or once? Because I saw names before. Did you spin the wheel while someone was talking?
I did it 4 times.
Okay, because I saw my name over on the first wheel. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, it's the same wheel. It was the same one.
Okay, so that didn't count?
It's all the same wheel. That one did count.
Okay.
Yep. So thank you again, everyone, for
Hi,
being here
before we get
today.
off, this is
Uh-huh.
Belinda. I have a question. Patricia Bates is my sister. She's considering joining, and I invited her to join in today. Can you send her information, her price to me, and I'll get it to her? Is she still qualified?
Yes, Chris, go ahead and note that. Thanks so much, Belinda. All right. So as I was saying before, thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. There was so much great information that was shared. I hope that there's a lot of things that you'll be able to talk amongst yourselves as well and other situations, because as we heard today, that communication and speaking with others and bringing happiness to others around us is one of those things that's going to help us continue to have a happy and healthy long life. So Dr. G, thank you for your insight, your wisdom, your time today. Thank you to all of our volunteers. Thank you for being present with us. Chris, you're amazing as always. Thank you for being here and for a couple of those dad jokes. I didn't say bad, I said dad jokes. So we will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks for our next Brunch Buddies with Taylor Conley, talking about caregiver support. And as I mentioned, we will send out information about how to get in touch with Dr. G at his office for all of his offices. So then you'll be able to connect with him and have more questions for him as maybe one of his patients. All right, you guys, thank you for your time, and we will see you next time.
All right,
Bye.
thank you all. Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
doctor,
Thank
so
you.
much.
Everyone,
Thank you.
stay safe.